Okay, here's the goal. The goal is to get it to look like this thing over here. This is the goal. We want it to do this. So what we're going to do is one step at a time. The first thing we have to get with is a 1 in the top left-hand corner. Anybody see an easy way to get a 1 in the top left-hand corner? Yes, Oscar. So there you go. Just do this, right? That's the easiest thing to do first. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's going to be 1, 3, -2, -15. Oh, I'm going to need somebody to have calculator access to help me out. -5, 0, 2, 13, 4, 5, -1. Decision, okay? Okay, what's our next goal? Now that we have the 1 there, we need to get a 0 here. This is our next objective. How do we get a 0 there? What are we going to do? We're going to say -5 times positive 5 times row 1, and we're going to add it to row 2. That's what we're going to do. Okay? Now, all you have to do is not make a mistake with your multiplication. That's all you got to do, is not mess that part up. Are we changing anything to row 1? No, leave it the same. 1, 3, -2, -15. This is going to be 0 by design. It's designed to be a 0, correct? Okay, good. Now they have that. Let's see here. 5 times 3, how much? Plus 0. Good, that goes there. 5 times -2. -10. Plus 2, how much? -8. Good, that goes there. 5 times the -15. -75. Plus 13. What? -62. Very good. Just don't mess that up, okay? 4, 5, -1, -18. Good. So far, so good? Hello? Yes. All we're doing is multiplying and adding. Is that true? Okay, we're just multiplying and adding. Can everyone in this room multiply and add? Yes, I would hope so too. Okay, next thing we have to do. We need to get a 0 there. How do we get a 0 there? Multiply what by -4? So, -4 times row 1, and we're going to add that to row 3. So far, so good? Okay, good. Are we doing anything to the first and second rows? No, we're not. Just leave them alone, right? 1, 3, -2, -15, 0, 15, -8, -62. That's going to be a 0. It's designed to be a 0, right? Okay, here we go. What's a -4 times 3? What's a -12 plus a 5? A -7. Very good. What's a -4 times a -2? 8. What's 8 minus 1? 7. Very good. What's a -4 times a -15? 60. 60 minus 18? 42. Okay, have we done anything magical yet? No, we're just adding and multiplying, right? That's all we're doing. Okay, so our whole first column now is good to go. Do you guys agree with that? Okay, then the next thing that we have to do, let's go back to our little map here. The next thing we have to do is we need to get a 1 in that position there. You guys get it? Okay, so getting a 1 in that position there requires us to do what to row 2? Multiply by 1/15. Very good. So we're going to multiply this by 1/15. Very good. Okay, so that's going to give us on the top a 1, a 3, a -2, a -15, a 0, a 1. That's the whole point of that, right? This is going to be -8/15. Don't freak out. It's just a fraction. Who cares? This is going to be -62/15. Don't freak out. It's just a fraction. Who cares? Deal with it. Don't worry about it. Okay, then I'm going to have a 0, a -7, a 7, and a 42. Okay? So far, so good? Yes, very good. Okay, now here we go. Now that my 1's taken care of there, what's the next thing I need? I need a 0 in this position. Okay, well, we're working towards this. How do I make this a 0? What do I do? Yeah, we're going to go 7 times row 2 and add it to row 3. That's what we're going to do. You guys with me on this so far? Okay, good. Am I doing anything to the first or the second row? No, just write it over. No big deal. No worries. 1, a 3, a -2, a -15, a 0, a 1, a -8/15, a -62/15. That's going to be a 0. That's going to be a 0 because we designed it to be. Okay, now here we go. Do some thinking here. Let's not mess this up. We need to do 7 times a negative 8/15. What is that? Negative 56 over 15. And we're going to add that to 7. We're going to add 7 over this. Okay? We need to figure out this and not make a mistake. Okay? So, negative 56 over 15 plus 7. Say again? So, are you changing the 7 to... Okay, good. So, good. I'm with you. Negative 56 over 15. And then what'd you change 7 to? How much? 105 over 15. And how did you do that again? Okay, good. Just multiply the 7 and the 15 together, right? And then put it over 15. Good. When you add that together, what do you get for an answer? Very good. 49 over 15. It's a fraction. Who cares? Don't worry about it. Just don't mess up adding fractions, right? That's all you got to do is not mess that up. Okay, we're going to do the same thing again. What's a negative 7 times 62, or 7 times a negative 62? Sorry. Negative 434 over 15. And we're going to add to that what? 42. Good. We just need to do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Remember what? Okay, so I'm going to have negative 434 over 15 plus 630 over 15 is a grand total of how much? Very good. 196 over 15. Now, if that's the hardest part of this, you guys are good to go because you just showed me how to do that, right? That's not the hardest part. Okay, good. Now, we're doing really well. Go back up to our little plan here. What's the next thing that we need? We need a 1 here. Okay? Now, it's so much easier than you think. How do you make that a 1? Exactly. Multiply the whole thing by 15/49. Because the first 2 entries in that third row aren't going to change because they're zeros. That's the beauty of multiplying by 0, right? So, here we go. Yes. 1, a 3, a negative 2, a negative 15, a 0, a 1, a negative 8/15, a negative 62/15, a 0, 0, a 1. Now. 4. Very good. Awesome, dude. 4. How sick is that? Now you know that z is a grand total of 4. Okay, now that we have z is 4, let's go back into row number 2, correct? You guys still with me on this? Okay, so that means I'm going to have 0x, I'm going to have y minus 8/15 times 4 has to be negative 62/15. You guys with me now? Wait, I always say no. All I'm doing is back substituting. That's all I'm doing. Back substituting. So that's going to be y minus, what would this be? Oops. What would this be? Yikes. Negative 32/15, right? Y minus 32/15 equals negative 62/15. Oh, isn't that nice to have common denominators? So y is going to be negative 62/15 plus 32/15, which is how much?
30/15, which is 2.
Negative 2. Awesome. Y is now negative 2. Great. Now I know that y is negative 2. I'm going to plug that back into my top one finally and get x. So that says that x, I can't see it in here, plus 3 times y, and y is negative 2. Come on, calculator. And then minus 2. Minus 2 times, what was z again? 4, right? Has to equal what's on the other side? Negative 15? Help me out, is that right? Okay, so this says that x minus 6 minus 8 equals negative 15. How much is negative 6 minus 8? So x minus 14 equals negative 15. So x has to be negative 1. So we found x, we found y, we found z. Awesome.